Haptic Garage began here in a little home shop, seeking to make a humble contribution to the community through a self-reliant project. We are now grateful to keep the project alive by starting over. Sometimes driving the dream means driving away. We are taking a big step forward, knowing everything we've done up to this point has prepared us for what will happen next.
Hey drivers, it's time that I share something with you that's been brewing for a while and will be the biggest thing to happen to Haptic Garage since the beginning. It'll also affect all of these projects that we've started over the last few years. Here's the short version. This shop is going away and we're starting over. Our days are numbered here, folks. The house is under contract and we're moving. The reason I'm doing this is to go help a family friend that is getting up there in years and could use a little bit of help around the house. Now, before you give me too much credit for answering that call, I'm the lucky one here because I've got somebody in my life that means that much to me that this is just a no-brainer. Our priorities are easy when we see them clearly, and I think we would all agree that you put family first. One of the downsides here is that I will be moving away from this vibrant Central Florida VW scene. To my local friends, this is not goodbye. I cannot walk away from this entirely. I'll just have to come back and visit, but it kind of stinks that I won't be so close to this anymore. Another downside is I'll have to find some kind of a day job. I've had a 25-year career as a university professor teaching electricity to audio students, pretty specialized, so I don't think I'm gonna find that where I'm going, but that's all right. I'll get a day job and we'll figure out how to pay our own way moving forward. I also have purchased a rental property that I'm going to renovate, and that'll help a little bit too. We'll just see where it all goes. There's a lot of good memories in this space. The projects that we've done, the projects that we've started and haven't finished yet, and the fact that this is where I met you. But I don't want to leave you behind. I want to take you with me. In fact, I think there's an opportunity here to take Haptic Garage to the next level. Now, it's always been an expense for me. Like, I've paid overall to do this, and that's been fine because it's a hobby and I'm okay if it stays like that. But I believe we can do more if I find a way to make it sustainable. Now, how's that going to happen? First of all, core belief, I think our greatest contribution as individuals starts with self-reliance. In other words, how can I help you if I haven't solved my own problem first? And then I can help you solve yours. So that is our model. I have 3 problems in mind that I think we can chip away at. One of them is confidence. You might think it's knowledge, like knowing what you're doing, but I disagree. I think you simply have to have the confidence to get out there and give yourself a chance. I feel like my greatest mechanical advantage is my willingness to try. And when I get feedback to that effect, when one of you all tells me something like, "You've inspired me to get my car on the road," or to try an engine build, or to do a little bit of tin work on my cooling tins, or whatever it is, that is the best feedback that we could ever get. It means that we're getting somewhere, that we're actually helping somebody. So for problem number 1, we're going to keep doing exactly that. Number 2, parts. We know that you buy new parts, even the good ones or the German ones or the best quality ones or whatever, it's still in kit form. You still have to be very careful, and sometimes it really doesn't measure up to refurbishing a used part that you find at a swap meet or your old one or whatever it is. I have some ideas here. If you saw the shop swap episode last fall that we did with Annie during Bug Jam, you get a little bit of a taste of where my head is here, but stay tuned. We're going to do more with that if we can figure out how to make it practical for all of you. Third and finally, this is the thing we're really taking action on. Machining cost is a barrier. The Hard Times engine building project has shown me that that's the barrier to doing it this way, to taking old engine parts and getting them back on the road again, because many of them are not even close to worth the expense that machining would bring to the project. And so you end up throwing stuff away that might actually still have some life in it. And what I realized is, if I had a bridge port like the one that we found a couple of years ago, I might be able to save some of this stuff. The stuff that it wouldn't make sense to pay someone to do it. If I could just do it myself because I had the equipment, well, hey, now we've done something. And that, folks, was a game changer. I started watching auctions and I have gotten carried away, but that's the catching up that I want to do with you now, is to show you the process of finding some of this equipment and getting it up there to the new shop. We're starting off with a LeBlanc lathe that I found at auction. I practically stole this thing, and things were going so well in that auction that I actually bought a Pexto stomp shear as well. So we took that up 500 miles away to the new shop, and so begins the rebirth of Haptic Garage. So here's your peek at the new shop with some of the on-the-ground action that happened during that process of unloading the LeBlanc lathe.
Hey boys, you helping? Yep, these guys are helping unload the LeBlanc servo shift lathe. We're ready to go. We have a skid here that we've put together with our brackets, and I hope we're just going to roll right on down the ramp into the new shop. We've already offloaded the Pexto shear. That's a cool looking thing. But there's really just some clutter that we'll get rid of and nothing else. It needs to be wired. I'll need to come up with a floor plan, and we need to insulate the walls, and we need to unload this lathe.
Moving this 2,500 pound beast taught us some things we'll need to know as we move more machines in the future. Learning how to use them will be its own challenge, but for now I'll be happy to move this equipment without any accidents. A forklift isn't in the cards, so we put together this skid to roll the lathe down our ramps. Between gravity and a few simple machines like the inclined plane, we might actually have a chance of getting this done.
It's been working just inch by inch. I've been able to do this safely, but not at all an idiot-proof process. Now this would be a little bit of excitement. I hope not so much, but we're going to go over the ledge here to get down to the ramps. I think we should be fine. That's part of why I wanted to use big wheels. And we'll do it again down here at the bottom. Maybe a little bit more of a jump that time. Then we'll be on level ground, and hopefully I'll be able to push this by myself on the level. Okay, we got two wheels on solid ground.
On the next trip, we made the move official by bringing Project Vandemic to the new shop. Dweezil has kept us on the road down here while the bus took a little break. The engine has a ticking noise, so we can put that on the early list of things to do once we've completed the move. Then we just kept looking for machines and came across an opportunity that would have never been expected. I was looking for a machine called a surface grinder. These are good at making flat things really, really flat, and they have more uses than you may imagine, including making tools and fixtures for engine building. I found one that a custom knife manufacturer was giving away to the first person to present a good removal plan. I was chosen out of about 20 responses because I had a good trailer, a good plan, and most of all, I communicated with respect. I bought a pallet jack on Marketplace, picked up the grinder, and made another trip north. The cold saw and a few other things went up with it because the old shop started filling up with new equipment. In the next video, we'll move a giant machine I ended up with by being in the right place at the right time. We always say, keep your project alive and drive the dream, because we mean it. We'll see you in the next video.